Hey guys, we are on chapter 6 of Coach Hyatt is a Riot, and we're actually going to combine chapters 6 and 7 today, so I'm going to keep reading through the end of 7. It's still only probably going to take 10 minutes, but I just want to make sure that by the time we need to hand in our iPads again, that we are through our book and everything we need to do for it. So we're just gonna get ahead 2 short chapters. So we're gonna go all the way through 7 today. Rufus the Doofus. Coach Hyatt showed up at our next practice with Wyatt the nose picker. A big brown rubber thing was strapped to the roof of the Mini Cooper. "What's that big brown rubber thing?" we all asked. "Last time I told you ragamuffins about the end zone dance," the coach said. "Today I want to talk about another very important part of football, the blimp." "You got a blimp?" asked Ryan. We all got excited because blimps are cool. "Not exactly," Coach Hyatt said as she took the big brown rubber thing off the roof of her car and put it in the grass. "I couldn't get a blimp, but I got something even better." "What is it?" Michael asked. "Oh, you'll see," said Coach Hyatt. She attached a bike pump to the big brown rubber thing and started pumping air into it. It got bigger and bigger and... You'll never believe in 1,100,000 years what it turned out to be. It was a giant inflatable moose. "This is Rufus," said Coach Hyatt. "He's our mascot. I call him Rufus T. Moose. The T stands for the. Rufus the Moose will float over the field and inspire us to victory." "Where'd you get him?" I asked. "Rent a moose?" "No, rent a blimp," Coach Hyatt said. "Some other team got the last blimp, so I was able to get a discount on Rufus. Isn't he awesome?" No, he wasn't. Rufus the Moose was kind of wrinkled, and one of his antlers looked like it was about to fall off. Rufus the Doofus was more like it. I didn't tell Coach Hyatt that her moose was lame because I didn't want to hurt her feelings. The coach tied Rufus the Doofus to a tree so he wouldn't blow away. Then she wheeled a big whiteboard out of the equipment shed. It was like the whiteboards we use at school. "It's time to go over some plays," Coach Hyatt told us. She drew a bunch of X's and O's on the board to represent the players on our team and another team. Then she drew lines to show where each of us was supposed to run. We went over a bunch of running plays and passing plays. I knew most of them already from last season. "And now," the coach said as she looked around to make sure everybody was watching, "I'm going to show you our secret play." Ooh, we all leaned forward. Secret plays are cool because, well, anything involving secrets is cool. Coach Hyatt began drawing lines all over the board. "AJ, you're the quarterback, so you go here," she barked. "Ryan, you go there. Michael, you go here. Neil, you go here. Wyatt, you go here. Wyatt will hike the ball to AJ. AJ will flip it to Ryan. Ryan will pass it to Michael. Michael will lateral it to Neil. Neil will hand it off to Wyatt. Wyatt will run it into the end zone for a touchdown. Got it?" "Got it," we all shouted, even though none of us got it. Coach Hyatt's secret play made no sense at all, but none of us wanted to look dumb. "Okay, let's try it," said Coach Hyatt. We all got into position. "Hut one," I shouted. Oh, there was an asterisk there. Let's look down here. Quarterbacks always say hut before the ball is hiked. That's because in ancient times, the first primitive football players lived in huts. Do you think that's true? Hut 1, I shouted. Hut 2, hey! And we all ran into each other. It was a big mess of kids in a gigantic pile. There were arms and legs flailing around. It looked like one of those tanks full of lobsters you see in the supermarket. Unfortunately, I was the lobster on the bottom. Ow, my leg, I yelled. Walk it off, AJ, Coach Hyatt barked when the last kid climbed off me. I think my leg might be broken, I said. Broken? Barked the coach. When I was your age, if my leg was broken, I would go out and build a log cabin with my bare hands. What did that have to do with anything? I thought I was gonna die. Chapter 7. The Sharks. Luckily, my leg wasn't broken after all. It was just a little sore. We played really hard that week until we knew all the plays. Finally, it was time for our first game. We were playing a team called the Sharks. It was beautiful Saturday. When we came out of the locker room, there was Rufus the Doofus floating over the field, and you'll never believe in 1,000,000 years what was floating in the air right next to Rufus. A blimp. And you know what it said on the side of the blimp? Go Sharks. How come the Sharks got a blimp and we got a lame inflatable moose? It totally wasn't fair. Andrea and the other cheerleaders were on the sideline with their pom-poms. Football has a kicker. Baseball has a batter. Whatever game we play, the score doesn't matter. Go Moose! What a lame cheer. The bleachers were filled with parents and their cameras. A few moms were selling cookies. Some of the teachers from our school were there too. Miss Holly, Mr. Mackey, Miss Coco, Miss Hannah, Mr. Loring. I spotted my teacher, Mr. Granite. He comes from another planet called Etnarg. Me and the guys ran over to say hello to him. Do they have football on Etnarg? Asked Michael. Oh no, Mr. Granite said. We play a game called Labtooth. How do you play that? Neil asked. It's very simple, Mr. Granite told us. Look at that word before I go any further. You know how Etnarg is granite backwards? If you look at that word backwards, what does it spell? There are 13 glorps on each darge. And they toss a plinker back and forth to see who can score the most floobs. The winner gets to urgle a flange. That game sounded weird. I thought to ask Mr. Granite more about Labtooth, but that's when the Sharks came out of their locker room. They had blue uniforms. We all stared as they jogged onto the field. Wow, Ryan said. Those guys are huge. He was right. The Sharks didn't look like they were humans. Their arms were bigger than my legs. Even their muscles had muscles. No way these guys weigh 70 pounds, said Michael. They look like they're in 7th grade, said Neil the nude kid. We can't beat them, said Ryan. They're gonna kill us. Can't we just pick up their car and carry it away? I suggested. They came in a bus, dumbhead, said Ryan. They're awfully big, Coach, Michael said. The bigger they come, the harder they fall, Coach Hyatt told us. Yeah, but they're gonna fall on us, I said, and we're gonna die. Wyatt just picked his nose. I'll tell you, that kid must have an unlimited supply of boogers. Andrea and the other cheerleaders made one of their lame cheers. Winning, losing, it depends. Why can't we just all be friends? Go Moose. When the Sharks came out, their cheerleaders on the other side of the field started doing a cheer of their own. It didn't rhyme or anything, but it sounded a lot better than our cheers. Kill, 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 crush the moose. Stomp them, rip their faces off, remove their internal organs. My life is over, I told the guys.